Well, hello there, everyone. It is Saturday, January 22nd. I hope you're doing fantastic. Remember, subscribe, like, comment, share, etc., etc. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to put it all together from my perspective. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor at all. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a doctor. Nothing like that. I'm just mazske. Okay. I just watched a video from a fellow YouTuber a little bit ago, and I found it to be depressing. It's like this person is kind of giving up and not thinking creatively or thinking out of the box of how to become financially independent. If you scroll back at my channel, I actually have given you all the keys to the castle on how you can become financially independent in perhaps a decade or so. Okay, I got a video talking about that, I believe, about how to become financially independent in 10 years. But let's just generalize here for just a little bit. Let's say someone feels stuck. They're stuck in their job. They're not making a lot of money. They live in a high cost area, etc., etc., etc. My hair's still drying. Okay, I currently live in a high cost area. Housing where I'm at, I'm paying over $3,000 a month for a mortgage. I pay electricity. I pay all the bills associated with an expensive house. Okay, how am I paying for this? With my investments. All right, what kind of investments do I have, you ask? I have most of my wealth is in real estate. Oh, mazske, how did you get this real estate? I bought my first rental house 5 years ago. I was 49 years old when I bought my first rental house. Okay, knowing what I know now, I would have bought my first rental house when I was 22 years old. And if I didn't buy it when I was 22, I would have bought it when I was 32. I would have bought it when I was 42. I would have bought it earlier than 49. Why? Because real estate is what can create faster wealth than almost any other investment that I know about. Okay? The reason I'm saying that is I was a stock investor for 30 plus years. Stock investing, you have to put your money into it to watch it grow. Real estate investing, you put some of your money into it, a 20% down payment. The bank will give you 80%. 80%. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to put money into your mutual fund or your 401k or into your stock, you are putting 100% of the money into it. All right? I have videos out talking about how if you have a 401k, how we used a 401k to buy rental property without getting penalized, etc., etc. You have to think creative. That might not be grammatically correct. You got to be creative in your thinking. Think outside of the box. Don't be a sheep. Don't follow the masses. Okay? Be independent. Do your own thing, but follow the proper YouTube channels. Okay? Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the fluff. Don't pay thousands of dollars for courses. Don't even pay hundreds of dollars for courses. You don't need to pay anything to learn how to invest. You just got to be selective and do your own due diligence. There are folks like me. There's folks like Millennial Mike. There's folks like Dominic Costeras. We all have YouTube channels. We all talk about what we do. We're not selling you anything. Okay, it's free information. I have my green tea and I'm drinking a cup of water. Okay, it's free information. All right, so take it for what it's worth. We're sharing our stories. We're not telling you what to do. We are sharing our stories. But with all that being said, let's say you can find one rental house. There's a young man I know out on the West Coast. I don't know him. We haven't met. We email each other. He's, I think, in his early 20s. He's buying his first rental house. I haven't seen his numbers yet, but I'm going to assume that he's going to positive cash flow $250 a month after paying his mortgage, paying taxes, paying insurance, and holding out money for vacancies, repairs, and capital expenditures. We're just going to assume that he has a 30-year fixed rate mortgage and he's positive cash flowing $250 a month. Okay, multiply that by 12 months, that's $3,000. Granted, $3,000 will not make you financially independent. But now let's think about this one house. For that $3,000, remember, I'm not a CPA, but I dare say he or she, whoever I'm talking about, will not pay any income tax on this or pay very little tax on this. They will not pay FICA. They will not pay FICA's what, like 7.55%? They won't pay that. They probably won't pay federal and state because they get depreciation. There's expenses, there's taxes they pay, there's insurance they pay. There's Congress writes the tax laws. They have given benefits, tax benefits to real estate investors, okay? So real estate investors pay very small taxes. And taxes, if you look at your paycheck, taxes is a chunk of money, all right? So let's assume, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but at $3,000 gross income, if that was your paycheck, what are you bringing in? $2,000? I don't know. I'm just guessing. So if you have $3,000 from a rental house, how much are you bringing in? $2,800? $2,900? You see the difference there? And that's, my numbers aren't accurate. I didn't run the numbers, and we're all different. Our tax rates are different, depends on how much we make, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, but can almost anyone buy one rental property? Yes, if they are working a job and they know how to be a little bit frugal, to live below their means, and they know how to be a little bit creative, okay? Can they get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage from a bank? I don't know. It depends on your credit score, depends on your work history, all that depends. I have an interview with Jerry Padilla. He's one of my bankers I've used. If you've never gotten a mortgage, or if you've gotten mortgages, check out the interview with Jerry. Jerry can walk you through, Jerry and his assistant Melissa, they can tell you if they can get you qualified or not, okay? They can tell you how much cash you'll need to put as a down payment, because 20% is typically the cash needed. But let's say you cannot get a mortgage, all right? It is very possible that anyone out there, if you try hard enough, and it can be hard, kind of, not really, you could find someone who would be willing to sell you a property using seller financing. I have bought 9 properties so far using seller financing, okay? It's possible. It's a different alternative from a bank. There's also non-QM lenders out there who are different from banks. But you still got to have a down payment. You still got to put that 20% down, that 25% down. But there's different ways to do things. There's ways of being creative. Remember I said you can use a 401k. There's ways to do it. There's ways to use a TSP if you're a government employee. There's ways to use money and to get your money back in real estate investing. It's called the BRRRR strategy. I'm not going to cover the BRRRR strategy. But the brunt of this video is that you got to stay positive, you got to stay focused, and you got to want. You got to want it. You can't get down, you can't get depressed. You can't just say, it's too hard. Oh, it's going to take me 17 years or 20 years to do it, or I got to work till I'm 60. No, doggone it. Just back up a little bit, relax, kick back, but study a little bit, pay attention. Think about what I'm saying. Contact me, shoot me an email if I can help you. Shoot Millennial Mike an email, shoot Dominic an email. We're going to make a video later this afternoon, Knights of the Round Table. It'll go up on my channel later today. Their sites, links to their sites will be in that video in the in the description section. You can contact any of the 3 of us. We can't hold your hand, but we will try to help give you information from our perspective, our opinions, suggestions. That's all we're trying to do is give suggestions, because I was a blue-collar cop. I was enlisted in the Navy. Millennial Mike is a police officer. Dominic is a high school teacher. Okay? None of us are white-collar folks working high-paying jobs. All right? So if we can do it, you can do it. And if we can do it, Dominic lives in Chicago. It's expensive. Millennial Mike lives out in Seattle. It's super expensive. I was living in Virginia. Yeah, it's middle of the road expensive. But now I'm living in a very expensive part of Southwest Florida. I have expensive housing costs. I pay over $3,000 a month in a mortgage. All right? And I'm not working a job. So, again, if I can do it, you can do it. You just got to put it all together. You got to think about, if you're one of those folks and you're spinning your wheels, you're just spinning. You haven't taken that first step. It seems like Millennial Mike and I, we talked on that also on a video that's on his channel about spinning your wheels. It's motivation versus discipline. Watch Millennial Mike's video. I think I got a short on there might be a short on my page, on my channel, I'm not sure. But if you're spinning your wheels and you think you can't buy a rental property, think again. Think again. It is not impossible. All right. Yes, it is. You may not be able to buy it in your area, but it's a big country. It's a big world. I haven't bought outside the U.S., but it's a big world. But it's a big country. All right. It's the United States, from Florida to Maine to Washington to L.A. to Austin, San Antonio, Brownsville, Utah, Salt Lake City, all over. Indianapolis, Memphis. It's a big country. All right. So there's possibilities out there. You just got to do it. If you want to get started in real estate investing, there are books. Look at Bigger Pockets Publishing. Look at the books they have on buying rental property. Chad Carson has one called Retire Early with Real Estate. All right. Look at them on Bigger Pockets, but if money's tight, go to Amazon, see if you can get a better price. All right. Shop around. John Schaub, Building Wealth One House at a Time. Michael Zuber, One Rental at a Time. You just got to get started. You just got to take that first step to get that first house. Stop spinning your wheels. Stop getting depressed. Stop saying you can't do it. Don't say you can't do it. Ask, how can you do it? How can you do it? I ask myself that. I've considered getting a boat. Mazske, how can you do it? Figure it out, Mazske. Figure it out, because you're not going to take on a loan to buy a boat like 95% of the boat owners do. Mazke's not going to do that. If Mazske buys a boat, he's going to either pay cash or be daggone, pay it off in 6 months or something. He's not going to go into a 5-year loan such as someone buying a car. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do it with his cars either. So it is what it is. All right. So anyway, it's sort of a gray day out there. In Florida, it's 350 days of the year are sunshine. So it's sort of a gray day. So there's chores to do. There's Knights of the Round Table this afternoon. It's at 3 p.m. my time. I think it's when it is. So by the time it's uploaded, 4:30, 5 o'clock tonight. So stay tuned. Knights of the Round Table will be discussing a topic that will be of interest to you. Knights of the Round Table, Millennial Mike, Dominic Costeris, and Mazske. And all we're trying to do is share stories and share information to try to help you out. Okay? All right. Enough's enough. Mazske is signing out.